And there was like a strong rebuke from the judge.
Has a far lower hallucination rate, but what I found is that it still makes a lot of silly mistakes. It's not self-aware and has no idea what GPT 4.5 even is, and says its training cutoff is October 2023. It was, however, able to tell me how many R's are in strawberry.
Nice.
That felt like a huge leap forward, but I quickly became disappointed when it gave me the wrong number of L's in Lollapalooza. Now, when it comes to programming and science, I didn't even try, because we already know it's not going to perform as well as the deep thinking models like O3. Then to make matters worse, on the Ader polyglot coding benchmark, it's not only worse at programming than DeepSeek, but also hundreds of times more expensive. Now, if you're an Elon Musk hater, you'll want to take a bong rip of copium right now, because currently xAI's Grok is the best model in the world. That's not my opinion, it's the opinion of the betting market. Although by the end of 2025, OpenAI is still the favorite to have the best model.
So I'll be honest, I have heard this, especially for like coding. I did hear that Grok is quite good. Plus, it's the least woke, so I'm still not going to buy it. But I have heard on like many benchmarks, not all of them, but like some math and coding ones, it's the best. Although wait, there's a specific, it's not Claude specifically, right? Isn't it? It's like Claude Sonnet R1 or whatever. That one, like all the coders swear by. Claude 3.7, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. My coding friends like Claude Sonnet. But I think it's more of not benchmark reasons. It's for, it's like, I don't know. It's like easiest to use or has the most reliable, whatever. It's like, it's the best for their use cases. I mean, it's getting to the point where they're all kind of normalizing and it's going to be vibes based. You know, if you like the vibes of Grok or the vibes of ChatGPT or the vibes of,
model, but its odds are on the decline. That's problematic for OpenAI though, because they're raising billions and billions of dollars as they transition to for-profit and will need to maintain a massive valuation. Altman says there is no wall and believes they can scale these models almost infinitely. That's assuming he gets trillions of dollars from SoftBank and the Saudis to build these data centers. My theory as an unqualified shitposter is that they failed to train GPT-5 with any significant improvement, despite scaling up the number of parameters in compute. GPT 4.5 is the biggest model they've ever created, and now they're lowering the bar for GPT-5, which Altman described a few weeks ago being more like a router that automatically chooses the best model based on your prompt. And that's highly disappointing because I was expecting to be a post-apocalyptic warlord by now, battling robots and barbecuing rats over burning garbage cans for dinner. But instead I live in this dystopia where artificial superintelligence never comes and nothing ever happens. But if you're a computer science student, the plateau is great news. AI coding tools are incredible, but they're most useful to real human programmers who know what they're doing. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And you can start getting really good at programming for free thanks to this video sponsor.
He always does a sponsor at the end. Anyway, PogChamp. I mean, I would disagree that it's really good news for coders unless you're already an established coder. I would say it's pretty tough for like new student graduates who are facing more productive and laid off senior coders. But still, you know, it's a good news for humanity, I guess. Aware. I'm not trying to fucking downer you. Just being a little bit realistic on this one. Kendrick dropped. What is this? Oh, we cry together, but it's Trump and Zelensky.
Come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless. You don't know that. God bless. You God bless. You don't know the war. Don't tell.
It was crazy. This was public. So just to catch up, if you don't know, Zelensky had a meeting in the White House, and it was in front of all of these cameras, and it devolved into like a shouting match between Vance, Trump, and Zelensky that I think is so disappointing. And it's in front of all these cameras, and it's like, ugh. But it did give me this incredible meme. This is truly one of the funniest memes I've seen. And it was how every game of Risk ends.
Influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't have. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. You're right now not in a.
That's incredible. I actually got to retweet that. I think that's incredible.
Hatred he's got for Putin, it's very tough.
Okay, let's just watch it. 7 minutes long. Let's watch this.
This thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I.
Yeah, dude. Yes, of course he has tremendous hatred for Putin. So many Ukrainians are dead. Cities are shelled, bombed out. It's been invaded. That's crazy. Dude, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was like, of course. It's like, what? I can even understand you, like, at least acknowledging that as like a difficulty in negotiations, but you saying with that tone of voice, like, I don't get it. He's got all his hatred for Putin. It's like, yeah, do you understand why? It's real.
I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe.
Okay.
I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied it, our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014.
Dude, he's correcting him. I think he knows. I think he fucking knows. Trump, I'm pretty fucking sure he knows the year that Russia invaded Crimea. Holy fuck.
If Russia breaks peace talks, what do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with.
No, but again, like, let's think about this. Even if there's such a deep respect that Putin would never invade again under your watch, this is your second term. What is your guarantee, like, in writing from the country of the United States? usually when a previous president does something, the next president has to honor that because we're one contiguous country with a elected government. You know what I'm saying? So even if that happens, what is your guarantee that when we get another president after you, that Putin won't invade? Because that's the common theory. That's the when I read geopolitical experts, their theory is that Putin would like a breather. He would like a ceasefire because his economy is really hurting under this war now. He would like to fucking recoalesce, slow things down, and then after, maybe in 3-4 years, go right back to it. So what is, like, you have to have something you can tell Ukraine that's like, hey, we are ready for that. We have a plan. We'll give you some sort of guarantee. But I think Trump would like to offload that to Europe, which, okay. Again, in that specific instance, it may be a cost saver for America, but there are other knock-on effects with regards to trust, with regards to, other guarantees you put in place. So again, I would say my reaction to that is poor. He wants to plunder Ukraine. I actually think the minerals deal was more like the fentanyl czar in Canada. It's just, I actually think the minerals deal was a way for Trump to return to supporting Ukraine while having a headline saying he got a good deal. It's not crazy. It's actually not crazy. I think the fact that it's blown up from this conversation is crazy. The fact that, he went into this calling Zelensky a dictator, then said, I forgot that I said that, I didn't say that. All this like public fighting, I think it's a really bad look for America as ally, partner, and trusted guarantor of things it says it'll do. The deal, I could see him being able to sort of about face on, or like get support for furthering. Anyway, overall, I'm not in love with how Trump handled this meeting, but I'm really, really disappointed in Vance, dude. I think Vance felt way too emotional in that fucking clip. I just felt way too unpresidential. He could have handled that so much better.
With me, he went through a phony witch hunt where they used him in Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh.
Zelensky's faces are like, I mean, it would be funny if it wasn't, like, from his POV, it's deeply sad, right? It's like, oh shit, this is our, and that's the only thing I could say. So I read some, I actually asked, we had the Marketing Monday Discord. I was trying to get other perspectives. And what I'll say is there's a fair, it's not morally fair. I disagree with this hard, but I'm just gonna say the fair perspective, I want to give both sides here, is that Zelensky should have just shut the fuck up and nodded along and just got the deal signed. We just because it's so important, because it's so much at stake, he should have swallowed his national pride and just ignored any outright falsehoods, ignored being told he needs to be more thankful. And I think if you watch this clip, it's hard to say that Zelensky really overreacted. He never raised his voice. You know what I'm saying? But the deal would have at least had U.S. somewhat. I don't even know what guarantees. Not even. Actually, literally just a ceasefire, right? It's just a ceasefire with no guarantees, which is the whole point. But I'm just presenting that side, if that is something you want to take. At the very least, Zelensky could have, like, I don't know, recognized the bigger picture of dealing with Trump. I mean, as like other world leaders have learned to just flatter Trump to his face and then get what they want. It's a point of view that I can at least see. But I find Vance's behavior pretty terrible for America's interest. For anything other than like playing it up for the cameras. Isn't it the same as making a deal with Russia? Can't trust it. That's the exact point Zelensky's making. That is the exact point that kicks off this whole thing. Is Zelensky's like, hey, I need something that makes me trust this deal because I can't trust Putin. And then he gets berated. And it's like a super fair question from his end. But also, you know, the idea that he has bad cards is true. In that I don't think, well, we'll see what this European defense fund end up being. But realistically, without American support, I don't understand how much longer Ukraine can fight.